Hello everyone, Time to Grind here, and today I wanted to talk about Drake Hollow. And Drake Hollow was a game that I went into not knowing what to expect at all. It seemed like this interesting mix of a survival game with a colony sim game with base building mechanics, along with a ton of exploration, all with a colorful and cute art style, and I have to say, I am pleasantly surprised with my time in the game. Before we get into the review though, I do just want to let you guys know that I was given an early review copy of the game in order to make a video for you guys. I never let that influence my reviews, I just like staying as transparent as possible. So in Drake Hollow, you follow a raven into another dimension or something to help save these little vegetable creatures named drakes survive from these evil monsters that are invading their land. And so you start off with some land and two little drakes that you need to take care of. So in order to do that, you have to make sure that they're getting enough food and water and they're happy because apparently drakes can die of boredom. And at first you can't craft very many buildings as your base is only level 1, so you create what you can by getting different crafting materials like wood from trees to satisfy your little dudes, and then you'll probably want to start exploring the surrounding islands. And you'll quickly notice that you can't go in the water, so you have to craft these items that you can use to let you safely walk through the water for like 20 seconds. And as you go from island to island, you'll find new melee and ranged weapons, which is useful because they all have different durabilities. And normally I hate durability systems in games, but this game gives you so many random different weapons, it doesn't really get annoying. Also, the ranged weapons in the game are super powerful, but you have to conserve your ammo because there isn't too much just ammo to begin with. So all of the ammo that you find, you gotta treasure because you don't know the next time you'll find ammo. You will also find different crafting materials that will allow you to craft new items and buildings. Also, some of the islands have certain amount of corrupted thorns on them that you need to destroy, and while you try to do that, the evil monsters will spawn and try to kill you. And there's actually a decent amount of enemy variety in the game, and although the combat isn't like super groundbreaking, it is satisfying enough to feel impactful. And the biggest thing you're trying to do are find these crystal shards that you can feed to your drakes to level them up, and you can also find new drakes to live in your little camp as well. And the more drakes you have and the higher level they are, the higher level your camp is overall, which allows you to build even more buildings. And you're definitely going to need some of those new buildings because the longer the game goes and the more drakes you have, you'll start using up more water and food. They'll need more beds at night so they don't just, leave. And every now and then your camp will get invaded by monsters, so you'll actually need to start building defenses. And another really cool aspect of the game is that eventually when you want to explore the islands way further down, because you've already explored all the ones close to you, you won't want to have to keep using those single-use items that allow you to wade through the water slowly, and you can create these rail systems by combining waypoints that you create. And these are super satisfying to ride because you can go super fast on them, and you can make them super complicated, going in different branching paths on different islands, and depending on which way you're leaning, you go that way. And it's just super satisfying flying past islands you already got everything from, and just, going super far out on some of the islands that you haven't discovered, and it just feels like a really sort of awesome way to do progression because you slowly feel yourself building up this rail system that allows you to get further and further away from the center island. And so the whole game you're just balancing getting supplies for your drakes and bringing it back to them at camp, exploring new areas to level up your drakes and finding new ones along with getting the new supplies, building and crafting the things at camp that you can build, also just building the infrastructure to make traveling to further islands easier. And it's a really satisfying gameplay loop, honestly, and some survival games can get really annoying with like hunger and thirst and boredom mechanics, but this game isn't too bad at all, honestly, and it kind of has a lot of mechanics that, to me, in a lot of other games get really annoying. You got the, food and hunger system, you got the durability of weapons, and there's a couple things that, at first glance, seemed annoying, but just the way the game combines it all into one, cohesive game, it doesn't feel annoying at all, and it's definitely a game that it feels like it's greater than the sum of its parts. And eventually, once you get the camp to level 4, you can start a ritual to summon a boss fight, and then you teleport your entire camp with all the drakes to a new set of islands, and then your goal is to get your camp to level 6. And so I have played a lot of this game and have had a lot of fun, and there is still a ton I could do and get a lot further in the game. I just felt like I had played enough of the game to give you guys a good, honest review. And honestly, between how freaking adorable the drakes are with their just cute, massive eyes, and with just how fun the game is in itself, I would highly recommend the game. You can play with friends, which honestly makes it so much more fun, and so if you're a fan of colony sim games, or base builders, or survival games, I would definitely give this a shot. The one kind of small complaint I would have with it is sometimes some of the things and the features in this game aren't the most well explained, and there's a lot of different features in the game, so it's a little overwhelming at first, and you kind of get the grasp of it. But like for the longest time, I could not figure out how to like delete buildings that I had placed in my camp, and I figured it out at the very end. It's like you go in the inspect element, and then you have to go to the item and hold E, and I don't know, maybe I'm just dumb, and that's probably a very good chance that that's the case, but some of the features feel like they could be explained a little bit better, but I get that they're trying to kind of do a good balance between just having a tutorial that's way too explaining everything versus kind of letting you explore some things on your own. But that'd be the one kind of complaint I would have with the game. But if you have played Drake Hollow or just from watching gameplay, I would love to hear your guys' personal thoughts in the comments down below. I love having conversations with you all. And if you enjoyed this video, then consider leaving a like down below and subscribing to see more content. I make 2 to 3 video reviews a week just on a wide variety of games, so subscribe and ring that bell like all the big boy YouTubers say to see those in the future. Also, if you can't get enough of me, I have a podcast called Media Crash with some friends, where every episode we talk about a different genre of video games or TV or movies, and the last episode we talked about reality shows. So check that out if it interests you at all. And if you guys are going to be grinding out some Drake Hollow in the future, I wish you luck, and see you guys next time.